Hello everyone, this is Jacqueline Jax and I welcome you back to this fun card making tutorial. We're going to be making this Petals and Peaches 3-dimensional card on 100% cotton watercolor paper and using the Petal and Peaches palette, all available at Jax Watercolor. Go and check it out. There's a mini version and a full honey pot version, whichever you prefer. They both come with paper, and if you didn't sign up for the monthly watercolor subscription, I highly recommend that you do because you will get these delivered to your doorstep. What a wonderful way to plan a palette and learn how to paint, especially when you have a community of people that are doing it together. And that's what I really love about what we do here. So I'm going to be using some of the colors from the Petal and Peaches palette to do this project. But first, it's kind of like we're going to practice on the 100% Cotton Jax watercolor paper. And then those practice pieces are going to be used as cutouts for your card. So taking my quill, I'm starting with the honeycomb. And you can, of course, start with anything you want. And I'm looking for some blossoms here, some peaches, some different things, some leaves, things that may dry in a way that fit into this card later, you know? So we don't want to make them too large, but at the same time, we want the standout pieces to be larger than the card pieces. So the things that we draw directly on the card for the first dimension are going to be a little smaller than the blooms and the peaches that we'll draw on this practice sheet. So just have fun, you know, do about the size that I'm doing. Keep the piece of paper that you're going to be using as the card next to you as a reference, and try out different side views of your blooms. You can use the card from the Petals and Peaches palette for inspiration, for shapes, for the peaches, and also for the blooms, for the leaves, all that kind of thing. And just enjoy your practice session, because this is a good practice for you to think about how you're going to draw on the actual card. And by doing the practice, you can see what you like, use some of it later, not use some of it later, you know, or just use some of the ways that you shape the petals or maybe the color mixes in the actual card. I love doing it this way because you end up taking some of your better work and using it as collage pieces in the cards, even if you're making a few of them, which I highly recommend you make several, because I think it's so cool to have these on hand as friendship cards for spring and summer. But I think it's a good way for you to just kind of like practice your hand. You know, practice color mixing on paper, see what kind of things that you maybe can dream up to put on this sheet. And by warming up this way, not only you have things that you can possibly use later, but it's a great way to just work things out and paint without you feeling stressed or overwhelmed that you're going to ruin the card, you know. So as you can see, I'm just kind of dipping into the different colors of the palette. And I also dipped into the Summer Nectar and a little bit of Bougainvillea Bloom. Just wet on wet there, making the peach shapes. Nothing too hard. Don't even try to make them too round, because peaches actually aren't perfectly round if you've ever looked at them. They're kind of like lumpy and bumpy. And yeah, just make different sizes. I like to make, like I said, the peaches are going to be cut out and put on the card. So I like to make them a little bigger than you would normally make them because I think the bigger pieces are easier to cut out and they look more dramatic in the card overall. And you're going to see that towards the end. Now, if you've purchased the Petals and Peaches palette from the website, you will have received a brown that is a special edition brown called Walnut Brown. And you'll also receive a wild card color, which is a metallic gold, 24 karat gold. Those are both available through the website at jaxwatercolor.com and the Petals and Peaches palette section. Those are the colors that I'm using here, but if you don't have those colors, simply mix the orange, the green together, and you're going to start getting that neutral brown. Add a little bit of Bougainvillea and it will turn a little more warm. So very, very easy to make the brown. Now we're going to start painting our card because our hands are looser. So I'm going to start with just some orange. You can also start with the walnut. You can make it like I'm doing, where I'm just mixing the orange and a little bit of the green together to get like a little more earthy look. But again, I'm going to be painting over this. So in the areas that I paint over it, I like to keep them lighter. Now I'm taking some of the bougainvillea bloom and a little touch of orange here and there, and I'm creating those blooms. Now I practiced those blooms in that first side of the session, right, where I was kind of turning the blooms on their side just to get, so now I kind of like have a feel for what I wanted to do for my blooms, and that's what made it so much easier. I already knew the colors, I already knew the shapes, and you can see how it just comes together even better the second time around. And that's typical, so don't beat yourself up. I also practiced my leaf shapes with the brush that I'm actually using, and that really helped too, because as you can see, the first time I did them a little too dark, then I got my feel, right? Raise your hand if you need to get your feel on, because I definitely don't start out painting great every single time. Sometimes life just gets in the way and you actually forget that you know how to paint. You know what I'm saying? This is one of those moments. This is one of those moments where I was just like, I've had a hectic day. Let me just grab a cup of tea and sit here and paint a card and see if we get something. And you know what? We ended up with something. And that's just the way it goes sometimes. Now, I love to mix color on paper. So on this one, I'm mixing the greens. You can see I'm just grabbing things from the honey pot. I'm grabbing green, I'm grabbing yellow, I'm mixing it together to get olive. I'm getting a little more orange to get a little more bronze or a little more sap. I'm getting a little more bougainvillea to warm it back up. The best thing about this is because I'm using Jack's watercolor, it's made to be able to mix like this and not turn muddy. Do you see how transparent and beautiful it is? It's because there are no fillers in these pots. No fillers. It's all pigment. So you're not getting any fillers that are taking up the space of that valuable pigment just to fill, a pot and make it look like you're getting more. This is just pure color. So when you're dipping into these pots or the pans, they're both the same formula. The pots are just a little more supple, I would say, and they have a lot more watercolor in them. The pigment is just pure pigment and a honey binder. So you're not getting talc, you're not getting fillers, no preservatives, which make the color a little more diluted and make the color a little more, I would say, muddy in general, right? A little more opaque. And when you have an opaque watercolor, then you have a problem, because that's when you get the mud and you start mixing. Now I'm adding that beautiful, beautiful 24 karat gold that I love so much. The metallics in Jack's watercolor are to die for. Get the honey pot versions because they are so fun to wet down and just see them glisten, and you can put them everywhere. I like to just throw them over wet on wet, but some people like to wait for things to dry. You can see when they're wet on wet, they spread and just don't lose their glitter. They're beautiful. If you do a wet on dry, it'll be more of a line, more hard edged, but both are great. Now to collage this, we're going to cut out the shapes that we want. Don't worry about it being perfect. You can use an X-Acto knife, just be very careful. I'm using, I think, just some scissors. These are actually like dollar store paper scissors, so that I can't kill myself with the scissors. But just cut them out and lay them right on. Now that's the smaller of the shape, and you can see how that fits, but we need the larger shapes for it to be more dramatic, right? That's why I said don't shy away from making some larger shapes too. Practice both. And practice a lot of different combinations. Believe me, you will find something that you like. And if you're making several of them, it's even more fun because you'll find a bunch of things that you want to use on these cards. I think even some large leaves would have been really cool too. I just didn't happen to paint them. I was gunning for my peaches to be the focal point because I wanted that gold to really shine, and I wanted like 3 just beautiful peaches just standing out on this card. And with that said, there we go. That's pretty much the whole thing in one video. I hope you will make this. I hope you will enjoy making these 3D cards. If you do, leave me a comment below and let me know, and I will dream up some more of these awesome cards for you to make. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day out there in watercolor land. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.